pregnancy was like the bad part, but no one tells you what, no one talks about birth and what happens after birth in terms of like your transitioning into from being like only about yourself to someone that has to care now for others. It's still very up to today, it's very painful to talk about because I always thought I would not be one of those people who would experience this. So yeah, so it was I what I went through is like it was very very scary. Um, Delivered on the 30th of 31st of October. Um, Everything went according to plan in terms of the operation was a success. Um, Immediately when my baby was after the birth, baby was checked. They examined my son, and what they found is that he was he wasn't breathing, so that meant they had to go into the NICU with him, the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit. Um, I was because I had like I don't know what it was, but I was in pain and my blood pressure for some reason skyrocketed. The reason why I'm telling you this bit is to just build some context of what happened. So then, as a result, I was basically 24 hours without that support. What no one tells you, you always watch videos regarding that bonding immediately after a baby's born, whether it's via C-section or via normal birth. It's important to have that bonding moments. I didn't get that. And they only showed me my son. I was fascinated of his new baby. He was so adorable. I couldn't believe this little human. I housed this little person for like 9 months or 8.5 months because he did come a bit early. Um, I immediately asked to see my baby. When I got up, I couldn't walk. And what they don't tell you when you have a cesarean, you have to learn to walk immediately after you have it. Though it might get painful, you need to do that first moments. I went to the ward, in ICU unit, went to go see my son. Oh, he was so adorable. He was still attached to the test tubes and stuff. And I was like, oh, my boy, this is your mommy. Oh, I couldn't hold him yet. So I think it was more than 48 hours had passed. Um, I was, a few days later, I didn't want to leave the hospital without my baby. But due to unforeseen circumstances, I was forced to leave without him. I was forced to leave without him. And it was that when you know in your heart of hearts, it was very painful. You came in pregnant and now you have to leave alone. So basically, you feel like you a part of you is gone, that bond. And I did hold him a bit now and then, went to go visit within that week. Then they called me back. I went. Oh, I had to spend that overnight visit. Oh, that overnight visit was the worst. Oh, that is when the shock kicked in. Like you had to sleep next to your baby and you had to like wake your baby. Like a hospital had strict guidelines that the baby had to be with you, or he had to be you had to house the baby. You had to look after the baby 48 hours, and you can prove to them that you can. And there was like strict rules in terms of every 3 hours you would need to set your alarm where you have to wake him up, feed him, burp him, put him back. And a new parent where you don't even know how to change a nappy, it was quite scary. And remember at that point the poo wet, not runny. And you still need to get used to it, that's the thing. But if you don't change your child nappy, who's going to? I think anybody could identify with that. And leading up to the thing, eventually he came home. Before I left the hospital, I broke down and I cried because it was too overwhelming to knowing that this is now my life. Um, and and then obviously you would find your own routine when you get home. And I kept on like doctoring. I kept on. Yeah, the first week at home was like the heaviest, and I kept on thinking him and as important that bond. That's why I said that within 48 hours it's very important that you connect with your baby. As a result, that this is without me realizing this is where the next phase kicked in. I immediately had this disconnect, which in a way I wasn't even aware I was going through a depression because it was like so overwhelming for me that now I'm going through this new thing. I don't know. I'm too scared to touch this baby. I don't feel this connection. I'm told this is my son, but I'm not feeling. If I can put it that way, I'm not feeling. It's him. I'm disconnected, and I continued. And fortunately, at that moment, I did have my mom. She was there. She helped me for the first 3 years of his life, but still it was always a thing of this joy. I felt so disconnected. It was so scary. I would cry every single day. Is this my life with depression? And then I had the worst, as I mentioned in my previous video, I had the worst partner to even think. That is why it's important that you know someone before you have a child with him, because people don't, you pray for to God for discernity, and people pretend, and it's like either when you get married to them or you have a child with them, then they change. And that is what happened. He wasn't supportive. Came here and he came to visit, and he used to traumatize the child, and eventually, as a result, in my previous video I said I chased him away because that is the reason why I'm not with him anymore, because you were trying to break me down psychologically, and you were trying to break your son down psychologically. So yeah, I'm glad I made that decision to walk away. I know most women wouldn't. I would have kept it out, but that is not me. um, and as a result, leading up to it, I cried every day, and I didn't even know what postpartum was, and I wasn't even aware I was going through it. And my then someone explained to me, you know that there is something. I don't know. I think I had a conversation with someone, and they said, yes, new parenthood and the transition phase is overwhelming, but the problem is that you didn't get that bonding with your baby. You that 48 hours and you have the child sleep next to you. You were disconnected. You were a mother without feeling like a mother because the baby was in the NICU. And that is why. And eventually, I decided to go to the doctor. And that is actually, if it wasn't for, at the time, I had a good relationship with my in-laws. They took the boy for a few nights, and my son for a few nights, not the boy. And as a result, it helped a lot, so I could get some sleep, because new parenthood in the beginning phase with the newborns, it's hectic. You go to sleep with sand, and what feels like sand in your eyes, but you don't get enough sleep because the schedule is the child's not on solid, so he doesn't. It's feeding times every 3 hours, and that just it tore me back because I wasn't used to that, and I didn't have the luxury of a supportive partner. Um, and when I went to the doctor, he actually told me, explained to him what I was going through, and he actually told me, "Do you know that you have postpartum?" And I'm like, "What's that?" And he said, "Postpartum is when you postnate baby blues, you're disconnected." And he wrote a prescription out for me, gave me pills, and that's what helped me to bond better with my baby. Eventually, things started good. The depression, antidepressants, and I didn't. I took it, and I could feel there was a difference. It was fading. The shock of my new reality was gone, but at the same time, yeah, it was gone, and I was able to adjust better. And then I was more present in my child. I was more active. I was more happy with my new reality. Let's put it that way. Um, so yeah, I'm just sharing the short experience with baby blues and postpartum because, and I have to note that not because my experience was this way doesn't mean your experience could be that. It could be completely different. You could have the best speed support structure. Um, I went to a function this weekend, and new mother also explained this, and she explained that in order sometimes because yes, she has a partner present and stuff, but she has to go to a mom just to get sleep. So this is something that happens often. So it's not like it's new. Um, and it's something that I thought I should share. Everybody's experience is different, but the most important thing about it is that you need to realize that you're not alone, that you can get help, and the sooner you realize or you recognize what your emotions and you take stock, you can deal with it better, whereby you can now get the help you needed. Luckily, I was always, because of my childhood growing up, I had this thing about antidepressants, but because I'm not on it anymore, which is a good thing. It just helped me to cope for that period, and I managed to get myself off it. So as long as it's not for a prolonged period of time, get help, see a psychologist, do what you need to do. But remember, that little human is looking at you, your eyes. You need to accept the fact that this is your new reality. These days, my relationship with my kid is better, but it's because, of course, that was like 6 years ago. He's going to be six soon this year in October. And I'm sharing this experience because I think it can help. There are a lot of parents out there that to realize you're not alone. Important, speak to your friends, speak to your colleagues, speak to anyone that's willing to listen. The importance of support structure. If you can get that help, go. If someone is offering to take your son, I know it's a scary world we live in, where we can't just randomly just give our children. If you trust people in your circle, you can give it to them, your kid, if you're comfortable with that, and then you can just get the rest that you need. Because remember, you need to put your well-being first, because you are a woman first before you're a mother. Although us as mothers, we always accommodating our kids, we want our kids, we put in our kids first, but there's times that you need to take some me time, and you need to be just with your friends alone without babysitting, without kids. Because, and also in the beginning, mother, take that break if you can get that help. As if it's trusted people in your circle, get that help. It's important, and that's what helped me overcome my postpartum depression. Um, and most importantly, what I need to say is, you are not alone. You are not alone. Find your support structure. If you're not close to your parents, find someone that's willing to assist. But God will put the right people in your path that will be there for you. Even now, my support structure, your support structure is ever changing. The same people that was there for me when my boy was born is not the same people that are there for me now. So it's important, get that help and pray that God gives you the discernity to see things for what they, for to see people for what they were, that they are the genuine people out there. So yeah, the support structure, that I will do another video regarding that, the importance of having good support systems in place, just so long so you can get the breaks that you need when you need it, because parenting is can get overwhelming. So that is my experience on my postpartum experience. Please feel to like, share, comment below, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for the support that I have receiving thus far. Please continue to support the structure, and I will be back in the next upload. Bye.